I am so excited about this series. So you all know I absolutely love all of my guests. They're very special, and it means the world to me that they give me their time. And so I was thinking I wanted to come back, but I wanted to do it in the safest way possible. We're going through so much with the pandemic, and it's so important that we abide by the restrictions as much as possible to the best of our ability. So I have the Lysol here, got the Lysol, got my mask. I sanitized the Jeep first, and for this series, I am pulling up on some of the most influential Chicagoans. So I figured what better way than to do a wellness check on, again, some of the most influential Chicago people I know and that some of you all may know. So the first person, my first guest that we're pulling up on, she is a radio personality for Power 92 Chicago, and she is a business owner. And any second, I think she should be coming out here. She's gonna hop in the Jeep with us. So let me see. Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, Bree.
Hey, honey.
How are you?
Blessed, girl.
Yes, that's what I like.
Stay sanitized out
That's
here.
what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
How are you? Oh,
I'm good. I'm good. No complaints. So, Bree, I told them, I let the audience know
Hey, y'all.
why I'm doing this series, but I don't really think I articulated to you because I kind of wanted to wait until I saw you, until you hopped in.
Okay.
So this is what's going on. You have been such a positive, inspirational, motivational force for me.
I try to be, girl. Thank you.
You're welcome, during this crazy year of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like so many people out there, I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I don't share all of it on social media at all. But I can't get out like so many people and socialize with people I used to. I'm not going to events like I used to, but I've been following you since before 2020, and you've been consistent with posting and doing all this great stuff.
Thank
and you
you.
motivate me, and I appreciate your support.
Girl, you
So-
be motivating me, little do you know.
Well, I appreciate that. So what I'm doing this series is I'm pulling up on some of the dopest Chicagoans, and I'm doing a check-in. I'm pulling up, doing a check-in, a wellness check to see how everything is going and to let you know I appreciate you. So
Dope. I
without
love it.
further ado, Bree, no one can do this better than you. Let them know what you do.
I am Bree Specific. I am a radio personality. You can catch me on Power 92 here in Chicago, 92.3 every Sunday, 10 a.m. until 2 for specific Sundays. I'm also an entrepreneur. I have a boutique candle line. It's called Specific Scents that I really hand pour them in my kitchen. That's been going really well since COVID, actually. Other than that, I'm a yoga instructor now. So, yeah. I've just been living my best life, whatever makes me happy. That's pretty much what I do.
I love it.
Thank you.
I am so happy.
Thank you.
And that is the reason why, just so you all know this, right? The reason why I love to have my guests go through their resume is because sometimes, like, things change and they ask stuff like, I know she said something about yoga, and we're going to get into that she was thinking about doing it because I follow her and I watch her lives, but I didn't know she was actually doing it. So I'm glad you told everybody everything you do.
Yeah, and I think that's like my first time really saying it out loud.
Oh,
because
exclusive.
Yeah, you got the exclusive. Sis.
I love it. I love it. So Bree, this is kind of a maybe seem like a little bit of a cliche question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What have you learned about yourself so far this year?
That I can do whatever the F I want to do in this world. Honestly, like literally. I think before COVID, I was kind of so caught up in just moving really fast and making so much money that I was forced to sit down and really evaluate, like, what am I doing for real? Like, what does my brand look like? Because I started being Bree Specific when I was like 22. So that was like 4 years ago. So now it's kind of like, who is Bree Specific as like a grown woman? You know, I'll be 30 in a few years. And it's like, what do I really want to do? Like, who am I? Who is my brand? And am I my brand? Am I like an alter ego of my brand? Am I a different character? And within me, like really sitting down and trying to figure out who I am and learning who I am, being able to have the time to figure out who I am, it really forced me to figure out my wants and my needs as well. So I think one thing that I really learned throughout this entire thing is I could really just do whatever I want to do. And I'm in a space where I just feel like there's no holding back. If it fails, I'll try something else. But yeah, I'm multifaceted. I have a lot of layers. And then that comes with, tell me if I'm talking too much, but that comes with being a woman in the industry. I feel like they try to box us in, you know, like you can only do radio, or you can only be a DJ, or you can only do interviews in your Jeep. You can't moderate a panel. You can't do this. You can't do that. But no, women have so many layers to them. Like, we have so much going on, and we handle so much, and we can take on so much more than the rest of the universe can, especially black women. So I really feel like I've learned, like, there's no limits to what I could do.
I love that, and I agree with you. But there's also that other side of it, right? There's that side of it when we as women, specifically black women, or just a woman, period, you take on so much, but what's up with your mental health? And I want to know that, because for you, you're in such a very unique position, right? You are a black woman that's in media, and you are going through a lot of these things in real time like everyone else is. Mm-hmm. So how are you holding up mentally when you have to, and you're not a news anchor, you're not reporting like news, but at the same time you have a platform. How are you dealing mentally with having to be in this position, this powerful position you're in, and still dealing with it as just a person?
It's difficult at times, I will say, especially when you're in radio, because like you said, I don't do news. I don't just stand in front of a camera and just say what happened and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? So with radio, it's different because, like, once that mic come on, like, whatever you say is out there, pretty much. Like, when you going live, whatever you say is out there. Not only that, like, we have a little extra wiggle room to give our opinion or to say how we feel, because our listeners want to know that. You know, like, they want to know the news. Yeah, they want to know what happened, but they also want to know, like, Bree, we trust you because we listen to you. So
right,
how do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel about what's going on with the BLM movement? How do you feel about, you know, COVID-19 and us being shut back down as a city, but Atlanta is wide open? Like, how do you feel? And I think that's the part where it gets a little tricky for me, being a black woman, because I try not to come off as angry. I try not to come off as, you know, I'm doing too much or I'm too aggressive or anything like that. But I just try to, at the end of the day, I always want to be sincere. I always want to be genuine, because I know that my opinion is also somebody else's opinion that's listening. So I always want to be relatable. And as far as my own mental health, yoga, meditation, prayer, just being appreciative of the space that I'm in, and just looking at the one thing that I have learned that my best friend I feel like my best friend has pushed this on me over COVID, is you always have to look at the glass half full.
Okay.
And yeah, it's cliche, but literally when you look at it, like, you're blessed. Like, I have an apartment, I have, you know, my rent is paid, I have a car I could get from A to B, and
you have the cutest dog.
Messiah, he is terrible. He runs around, he has so much energy, but I love him. Like, he's so adorable. I love my dog. So it's like, those are things that I'm grateful for. And at the end of the day, the things that we have always trumps what we don't have, because realistically, it's people out there who don't have everything that we have. So definitely, I always look at it like that, like, just being grateful for what I do have, and, you know, the things that I don't have, it's time to work towards them.
I like that. And I was going to ask you about it, and then since I follow her on social media, and all her information's going to be in the description. I'm going to be tagging her in there, so you all need to follow her too.
Me, yeah.
So, self-love, self-care, what are some things that you do just to decompress and take care and love on Bree? What are some things you would suggest and that work for you?
I just bought a robe. Actually, it's my first robe. I know it's a real small, but I just bought like a white silk robe. So when I put it on, I feel real cute. So I'll walk around the house with my robe on sometimes. Meditation, yoga, for sure. I work out with a trainer, and that has helped me tremendously. I have a trainer now, so I work out 2 days a week. Shout out to T. I work out 2 days a week at 5 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm just used to being up in the morning. So my day starts and ends at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So now I have more time to just chill and just do what I want to do, relax. I'm getting into like skincare. So I have a lot of like facial products. I love pumpkin masks. Like, I don't know what it is. Yes, Urban Skin RX, they have a pumpkin mask that like warms your face. It's amazing. Like, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just giving people free plugs. But yeah, that's what I do. Like, just having time for myself and being with my friends. Because I feel like before COVID, I didn't have time to be with anybody. Because me being in a position I am in radio, like I work holidays, I know Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I was on air last year from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. So it's like I never get to have like those experiences with my friends lately. So since COVID happened, I have plenty of more time to be with my friends and my family, and I really appreciate that too.
Okay. And that's real smooth how you did that, because I was going to ask you some of the positive things that have come out of being in this kind of time where pandemic and you go from being locked on lockdown to, okay, you can't kind of come out, but you really can't come out. So you knocked that question right out, so we can just keep it moving. And I appreciate that. So something that I really respect about Bree is, before COVID even happened, before 2020 was even was even here. Yeah. She was hustling. She had multiple streams of income, and you let people know that. Like, you have your own candle line. You've talked about you waitress. I don't know if you still do. Then you're on the radio. Now you're doing yoga. So I feel like it's really, really important, Bree. And like me personally, I mean, I've always, it wasn't like you taught me that. Like, you didn't teach me I needed that. I knew that. But now that I'm in this year, and I've gone through my own financial issues, like struggles, like I've gone through some real stuff, and I'm like, nah, it ain't even like maybe have another stream of income or a couple. Like, you have to,
especially being in Chicago.
Yes. So I want you to talk about, I know you already had it, but talk about just the benefits to really having multiple streams of income.
It's just being able to live a certain lifestyle. Like, I'm comfortable where I am. You know, like, I know it's nothing wrong with being with your parents. It's nothing wrong with having roommates. It's nothing wrong with living from couch to couch, if that's what you have to do in that moment. But I know I've been there, and I didn't want to go back there. I felt like at one point it was like, okay, because I'm used to having 2 or 3 jobs. I've been working 2 or 3 jobs since I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, like, my parents they can't just blow money on me. So it's like, I'm used to, having income. I'm used to working. So when I started getting jobs that I actually enjoy, or jobs that I knew could become like careers for me, or people would know me because, oh, she's on the radio, oh, she's a Hooters girl, oh, she's this, she does candles. It's like, I enjoy that more. So it's more so like, it's not really work to me. Like, even when I waitress, I work at Hooters. So I'm working with all these females, and it's like, they're like my sisters now. Like, it's always just been like a community, and I feel like that's when you working in an atmosphere that you enjoy. It's not really work. You're okay with going to work. You're okay with, hustling to do what you got to do, because not only are you enjoying the way you're making money, but the money that you're getting is financing the lifestyle that you want. And I'm not saying I don't live in like a penthouse. I stay on the south side of Chicago, honey. But I'm comfortable with where I am.
Shout out to the south side. It's beautiful.
But shout out to out west, because I'm from out west.
Out west too.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate your transparency, even with you letting people know, yeah, I waitress at Hooters, because I think people, the perception that they have a lot of times about the things that we do, when you're around celebrities, when you're around the glamour and the glitz, like that they think that's all we do. Exactly.
And it's like, no, that's literally probably like 2 or 3 hours out of a 24-hour day when we're up early, hustling, running around, taking care of dogs, like doing so much. So it's like, we have to hustle, because media isn't media, and I tell people this all the time, like, if you really want to be in media, you have to want it, because media isn't one of those fields where you come in and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a salary job, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, not all the time, not half the time. Right. You have to really hustle and really want it, and I never stop anybody from doing it. I say, people ask me all the time, like, hey, I want to, like, they'll hit my DMs, like, hey, I want to be a radio personality, I want to work in media. You can start now. Like, I love that you have your own platform.
Thank you.
Like, I encourage everybody to start their own platform. Like, all you need is a camera, a GoPro, your iPhone sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, the more you practice, the better you're going to get.
Definitely. So I have a specific question for you.
Ooh, I like how
you like how I did that? You like how I did that, right? So I want to know, for women specifically, anyone that wants to be in your position with everything you have going on, because everything that you do is very competitive. You make candles, that's competitive. You're on the radio, that's competitive. You're waitressing, that's competitive. Like you said, you got, X amount of women that are also working,
trying to get some same tips I'm trying to get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to know, can you please share with us one single piece of advice for anyone that sees you as an inspiration, that wants to do what you're doing and may not have the opportunity to talk to Bree, may not be able to pull up on Bree like I could pull up on Bree in the Jeep Wrangler.
Right.
What piece of advice would you give to anybody that wants to get into this any of your competitive lanes?
I would just say start now. Honestly, start now. Whatever you want to do, start now. Like my candle business, I literally started my candle business with $200. And I was out of my $200 when I halfway was like, I'm not gonna do this, forget it. But then it just worked, and I pushed it, and it happened, and now it's what it is today. Start now and just focus on yourself. That's one thing. And I struggle with competitiveness, and I never had that issue until I got into radio.
Okay.
Yeah, I really struggle with people in media, radio, especially when you want to be a personality and you want to be the face or someone that somebody hears or sees. It's people try to put you against other women, and I don't. That's one thing that I don't like about the industry, because I feel like they don't do that to men. They don't do it to men, and if they do, it's not even half as much as they do to women. They make it seem like it has to be one person. It has to be either Beyonce or Rihanna. It can't be Beyonce and Rihanna, but it's Beyonce and Rihanna, right? Realistically, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just focus on yourself. Don't listen to people that tell you what you can't do, or if they say you shouldn't do this because of XYZ. If you feel it in your heart that you want to do it, work for it, figure it out. It's always a plan B. Figure it out.
I like that, and I respect it. So for
that was a good question.
Thank you. For She's Got a Show, you all know me. I'm Akisha Lockhart, but who are you?
I'm Bree Specific. Make sure y'all follow me too at Bree Specific, BREE Specific, and grab your candles, specific scents with an S.com.
And don't forget, subscribe, hit that like, comment below, because we're just getting started.